Hello, everyone. It's Bari Lyman. Happy Wednesday. I'm so happy to be here with you today. I have a great topic for you. I have a topic that people are always asking about. It's so common. So, as people are joining, I just want to say that we're going to make some real changes in your love life today. Who is up for it? Who's excited to have real change? Who is with me? Leora. Awesome, Leora. Welcome, 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 everyone. And today I have with me also Michael, my husband, who's always here with me, always has my back, and is here to help today with anything you guys need. Okay. So as people are joining, let me know if you have ever attracted a narcissist. If you have, give me a hell yeah. I've 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 done that. Yep. I think there's probably always almost no one in the dating world who hasn't. So again, as people are joining, I want to introduce myself. My name is Bari Lyman. For those of you who don't know me, so many of you are new in the community. And I'm the creator of the Meet to Marry method, Get Unstuck in Love. And it's a transformational dating method that permanently removes unconscious, we're going to talk about that today, dating and relationship patterns permanently so that you could bring forth healthy love, good love. I've helped more than 1,000 people to do that over 15 years. And I too walked in your shoes. I know what it's like to date narcissists, emotionally unavailable men, and wish it were different, want to make changes, but really stuck wearing cement shoes is not knowing how to do it. Okay, so for those of you who are watching the recording, many of you cannot join at this hour. I want to hear your comments. I'd love your comments in the chat. Okay, beautiful. All right. So uh people when it comes to narcissists, people always they love to talk about narcissists. It's probably if you Google dating and dating problems, narcissists will come up. And so and then when they discover what a narcissist is, it becomes like a thing, right? And then we're all talking about narcissistic dating, narcissistic personality disorder. And it becomes like, oh my God, I didn't know what that was. And that becomes like the thing that we talk about, and we study it, and there are actually programs all about it in dating, right? And so it feels like a big relief. Wow, shoo. Now I see why. I understand that I married one. It wasn't my imagination. And now I still date them. I still attract them. So why? Why do you still attract them? And that is what we're going to talk about today. Because there is a level where you have a certain awareness, and we're here today to change things, to expand your awareness, to move you closer to what you want. So, who would agree? First off, how many of you, when you notice this, realize, oh my God, there are narcissistic. There is such a thing as that you start to notice it, and in your dating, you start to look for red flags. How many of you look for red flags? And then what happens? You become this red flag aware person, and you want to avoid those red flags. So people often tell me, I get rid of those. I see the red flags faster and faster, right? Definitely, right? We see them so fast. But let me ask you a question. Where does that leave you? Is that your goal and your dream, to avoid red flags? You know, there are people who spend decades avoiding red flags. So, where does that leave you if your new awareness is, wow, there are so many narcissists out there, I'm going to avoid them? Where does that ultimately leave you? Where does that leave you? Well, I'm going to tell you. It leaves you alone. It leaves you in the same place. And that is painful, right? That is painful. So we're here today to talk about getting past that level of being just being a red flag dodger. Because you could potentially of like avoid these people, notice them, but the question is why do I keep attracting them? That's the real question. The real question we want to ask is, why do I keep meeting them? Is that all there is out there? Are narcissists or emotionally unavailable people who have this disorder? Sometimes, right, when we're unconscious and that's all we know, it really does feel like that. Like there's no one else out there. Every man out there is a narcissist, right? But that is ridiculous. And I want you to know we're here today because I want you to know that that is not how it is. That is not how it is. Because when you're in that headspace of, yeah, I avoid them really quickly, and then years and years go by, right? And then you start to say, oh, I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be alone than with another narcissist. Or I'm picky. I'm not going to date that again. Or I have high standards. So where does that, again, when you say you'd rather be alone than with a narcissist, that's fine. Or I'm very picky. I want to talk today about a different domain, a domain of changing it. Like, why do I attract these emotionally unavailable narcissists? And that is the real question, because that is not all that exists. I want you to know that healthy, sweet, yummy, loving, safe, inspiring, I have your back, best friend love is available to you. It is. So who's willing to really look at that and really admit that is what you want? Something that is so different and so foreign, right? So why do we attract narcissists? Why? Well, the reason we do is because of our own limitations, our own fears, our own unresolved trauma. So I'll give you an example. Let's say that your father was not present in your childhood, or your father was always working or critical. Or what if you heard a message from your mother? You can't trust men, or you have to achieve. You have to be like an achiever. You have to be so successful. Don't count on men. So what happens is, and then we start to not really understand good love or healthy love. And then we're in this self-protection mode. We're in this mode of, I don't need anyone. I'd rather be alone. I can do it myself. And then we develop a false self that's really rooted in, I don't trust. I don't trust. I'm afraid, right? So when you feel like you cannot trust, then literally, what are we magnetizing in our dating life? What is our energy? Well, we attract partners and dates that we can trust, right? So it's like attracts like. It's pure energy. It's pure congruence. When we attract emotionally unavailable, a narcissist, well, what do all narcissists kind of have in common? Is that they're not rooted in empathy. They can't see, they can't give. Uh, and guess what? It's a match when we're not able to receive because we don't understand. What do we understand? Very well is abandonment, is being hurt, not trusting. And then it's 30 years later and we go out to date and we wonder, well, why don't I attract partners that I can trust? So who can see that you've been being a creator of attracting what you don't want? That should feel very liberating. I know for me, it was so liberating. For the clients I work with in my Clear Path to True Healthy Love program, it's so liberating. It's liberating to realize, oh, wow, I'm not going to be at this dodging red flags thing. I want to step into something totally new and different. And that takes something. That takes something. And that is what we're going to talk about now for the next few minutes about the understanding that we are all the creators of what we have. Just like you created your career, we are also creating our love life, but our love life feels hard, right? It feels really hard, but it doesn't have to feel hard. It can feel wonderful because the first thing that you want to do in order to stop attracting narcissists is first admit that you realize that you're taking part in attracting them. Okay? That feeling of wow, like admitting, like in a 12-step program. Those of you who know about Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous or Codependence Anonymous that I know well, right? It's the first thing is we have to admit that our lives has become unmanageable. So it's like our love lives have become unmanageable and out of our control. But the truth is that as a human being, you want to admit that you do want good love, that you do want a partner. So if you do want good love and you do want a partner and you're willing to admit, right? I know you don't know how to get there yet, but the first step is admitting. So who's willing to admit that you want something different? That you want to find out how to stop attracting these narcissists, right? Okay. So you can change it. So what I want you to know is that you can, step 2 is become a creator. You can become a creator of your love life. And when we think about creation or the creation story, right? Or nature, really a creator does not need evidence to create something new, right? Think of all the examples, something very modern, like the iPhone, right? An iPhone didn't exist. A million songs in your pocket didn't exist, right? When it came to this revolution, the internet didn't exist, right? So everything that gets to be created comes into being from a totally new mindset, an open mindset, because really not everyone is at that level of being willing to admit. And then we're sad and we're hurt and we're saying, I don't believe anything could work for me. And that is not a creator mindset, right? That's still being back in the little girl or the little boy wounded mindset. So we want to shift that, because when we say, I don't want to be with a narcissist, I don't want to get hurt again, what we resist persists. Okay, do you notice that? So we want to let go of the resistance and instead change. The next thing you want to do is learn how to believe in love. Right? Believing is high vibration energy. It's really stepping out of the past, and it's a learnable skill, right? Because the truth is the past is gone. The past is gone. We're sitting here today where all possibility exists, but we need to shift out of old stories and old ways and open our hearts, our minds, and our souls to what is good love, right? And I'll tell you this, we operate in facts, not fear, but facts. And the fact is that if you exist, your soulmate exists. And that is what, we teach our clients in a clear path to true healthy love. And then they get to have love, right? Even when it feels like, are you crazy? Only not, the world is filled with narcissists. The dating sites are awful. Men are this way, women are that way, people are selfish. It was easy, it would have been easier when I was younger. But the truth is, I can poke holes in all those things. If it were easier when you were younger, then that would mean that all young people find good, healthy love, right? Which we know is not the truth. Healthy love can happen at 80 years old, at 70 years old, and it does. It does. Brenda, one of our clients, she got married at 70. And she's so happy because she was willing to do these things, right? So the next thing is you want to have the courage. It takes courage to change and grow and not just analyze the past, but forge a path to a new future. It's kind of analyzing the past and looking at the past, that's one thing, but it lives in here. I'm talking about a path where you're creating, you're choosing, you're believing, you're learning, you're reconditioning. And then your eyes open, your heart opens. You start to magnetize, bring in, have new skills and new language that is aligned with partners that do want to love, that are capable of loving, that lead with empathy, that want what you want. You see what a different paradigm that is? It's completely and totally different. So if you're with me in the chat, then type in the chat, I'm ready. I'm ready for good love. I am ready for my soulmate. I am ready to become a creator. If you are, it's amazing and exciting, right? Right? So then the next piece of this is you get to decide. You decide that I want a loving partner and that I am open to learning what good love is. I'm open to learning what it means to receive good love. Because let's face it, if something is totally unfamiliar and men feel scary to you, or if you're a man and there are plenty of men who come to me that have been in an abusive relationship themselves. If you've been abused or you've been hurt or just didn't get your needs met, how do you recognize it? Right? Just like if you want to become a musician, if you don't learn the scales, you can't. We need to learn the skills and develop the muscle of receiving. And if you can receive and start to learn that and set a goal, well, that is how you find yourself in a totally new reality of being in good love. Because instead of seeing and magnetizing what you don't want, you're actually creating what you do want, what you do want. Isn't that beautiful and exciting? So many of you, several of you I can see have just joined. Again, I'm Bari Lyman, and I'm the creator of Need to Marry, Get Unstuck in Love. And it's a transformational dating method. It's not about the dating. That's secondly, of course it is, but it's more about who you become, transforming, waking up, opening your heart, learning, right? That's transformation from within. And from that place, right, we teach you because we're permanently removing unconscious. These are unconscious things, guys. It's not stuff you know. Sometimes you do know, but you don't know how to solve it. And then we teach you how to find your soulmate with a plan in a way that feels fun and great, right? Imagine feeling that empowered. Well, that is available to you. That's available to you. So these are the steps to stop dating narcissists and start inviting in good love, right? And so you should start that today. Today, decide. And if you're someone who wants help with that, because you're a high achiever and you enjoy having a plan, that's what I look for. I look for people who want to change and want to grow and want to have their hand held, people who want to set a goal, come back to today and check off. Oh, got that. Oh, I handled that within myself. Yay. Oh, I had that limited belief. Oh, got it. Oh, okay. I unclogged and I healed this thing that's been around forever, like incompletions. Oh, wow. I really did learn how to believe. Yep, that's done. Okay, closure, designing the future, stepping into a future. And if that's something that you want help with, we have a 90-day program called A Clear Path to True Healthy Love. And it's such a beautiful thing. And if that is something that you want, then we're going to drop a link in the chat, in the comments, to set up a 15-minute call with me or my team. And we'll take a look at your dreams and your goals and what really is getting in your way and see if now's the right time. It's just a conversation and we'll get to know each other. And that is what I love. It's all about love and connection and really having what you want. That's exactly what we want for you. So beautiful. All right, guys. So every week at this time, I go live. And thank God today we have really good bandwidth. So tune in next week. And if you like this, share it with your friends. There's a lot of bad information out there that is, superficial about learning how to flirt and getting into the minds of men. And I want you to know that you don't need to do any of those things. All you need to do is be you. Be you, be in the right mindset, and have a plan to find good love. All right, guys. So I will see you next week at the same time. And tune in this community. We have new things every single day. See you soon.